What if I told you there's something women see in a man long before they ever fall in love? Something that decides whether they'll desire him or quietly destroy him. You think it's confidence, charm, maybe strength. It's not. In the next few minutes, you'll see how this instinct, ancient, biological, and mercilessly precise, shapes the way women love, test, and ultimately choose the men they follow. But to get there, you'll have to forget everything you've been taught about what love really means. Every man at some point feels it, that quiet shift in her eyes, when the warmth fades and something colder starts watching him. He can't explain it. He hasn't changed. But suddenly, the things that once made her smile now only draw silence. Most men panic here. They start to chase, to fix, to prove their worth again. But that's where the unraveling begins. Because what you're feeling in that moment isn't rejection, it's assessment. It's the moment she starts measuring something in you that even she doesn't fully understand. Not your looks, not your words. Something deeper, something that can't be faked. The thing that decides whether she'll stay loyal when you're broken or vanish when you fall. For centuries, poets called it love. Psychologists called it attraction. But neither were brave enough to describe what it truly is. The silent examination every woman performs when the man before her stops being a fantasy and becomes reality. You'll notice it in small moments. The way her tone shifts when you lose direction. The way her body grows still when you stop leading. It's not hatred, it's instinct. Old, primal, and mercilessly precise. And she won't tell you she's doing it. She doesn't even know when it starts. But it's there, in the questions she asks, the way she tests your silence, the way she watches how you react. And if you fail that test, she won't punish you. She'll just stop feeling something she can't explain. The pull that once made her choose you in the first place. There's a reason why the moment you open up, something in her changes. You think it's compassion you'll receive, but what you see instead is distance. It's confusing, isn't it? You share your pain, and the same person who once begged you to be honest suddenly looks at you like a stranger. Every man remembers that moment, when his vulnerability was met not with comfort, but quiet disinterest. It's not cruelty. It's something older, something that's been shaping human behavior long before words like love ever existed. Because deep down, she isn't reacting to your story. She's reacting to what it does to you. Does it make you smaller, or does it forge something unbreakable behind your eyes? That's what she's searching for. Not your feelings, but the energy behind them. Something in her wants to know if your pain consumes you or transforms you. And that's the part most men never see. The invisible test hidden inside tenderness. The same voice that says, "I'm here for you," might, in the next breath, start pulling away. Not because she wants to, but because something in her instincts whispers, "This one can't carry it." That whisper is ancient. It's older than empathy. And until you understand what awakens it, you'll keep mistaking her withdrawal for cruelty, when in truth, it's something far more dangerous. Long before men built cities or wrote poetry about love, something else ruled the connection between man and woman: survival. Every choice, every glance, every desire was filtered through one question: can this man endure the storm? You can still feel that question today, in the way she looks at you when everything's falling apart. She doesn't need to say it. Her silence asks it for her. That's why your achievements don't hold her for long. Because once she's seen your light, she wants to see your darkness, not to destroy you, but to understand if it controls you. Somewhere deep inside her, love was never just affection. It was evaluation. Watch how she reacts when you lose, when the world humbles you. That's where the truth lives. Because in those moments, she's not studying what you have. She's studying who you become when it's taken from you. And maybe that's the cruel paradox of love, that it was never designed to make you comfortable. It was designed to expose you. You'll feel it as a quiet pressure behind every interaction. That strange sense that she's waiting for something you can't name. Not words, not promises. Something that only reveals itself when you're stripped bare. When the man beneath the image finally stands alone and unguarded. Today, that ancient instinct doesn't roar. It whispers. It hides behind sarcasm, behind emotional distance, behind that phrase you've heard 100 times. I just need space. But what she's really doing in those moments is listening. Not to your words, to your silence. She's watching how the air shifts when she pulls away, waiting to see what fills the space she leaves behind. Panic? Anger? Or nothing at all? That calm, detached silence tells her more than 1,000 promises ever could. It tells her whether you stand on your own, or if your sense of worth collapses when she steps back. You can see it everywhere now, in the way conversations become colder once you reveal too much, in how she tests your patience with small contradictions, waiting to see if you lose control. It's not cruelty, it's calibration. She's searching for something ancient, buried under every modern interaction. A man whose presence doesn't need to be validated to exist. Most men fail this without even realizing it. They explain. They justify. They plead for clarity, not knowing that every word only confirms the test is working. That's why she grows distant when you try to reason your way back in. Because logic kills mystery, and mystery is the pulse of her attraction. The irony? The moment you stop chasing her understanding and return to your silence. That's when she starts craving it again. Because what she truly listens for is the man who can't be shaken by her storms. There's a strange moment every man remembers. The moment she looked at him differently after he was broken. When she saw the pain in his eyes, and for the first time, she seemed alive. You'd think suffering would repel love. But somehow, it doesn't. It pulls her closer, not out of pity, but out of fascination. Because in a man's suffering, she glimpses something she can't find in his peace: truth. Pain strips away the mask. It reveals the man beneath the performance, the raw center that neither charm nor status can imitate. And to her instincts, that's purity. It's the proof that what she's looking at is real. That's why the same woman who drifts away when you're happy can't look away when you're haunted. She doesn't crave your sadness. She craves the authenticity that only sadness seems to bring. When you're in pain, you stop pretending. You become still, grounded, human. And that's when she feels you the most. When you're stripped of the act. When your world narrows down to survival. Because suffering has gravity. It pulls everything false out of the room, leaving only what's real enough to hurt. And she feels that truth in her bones, that a man who has suffered has depth, and depth feels like safety, even when it's born in chaos. Without realizing it, she begins to orbit that gravity, drawn not to his joy, but to the storm that made him. Because in the end, it's not his happiness that binds her. It's the echo of everything he had to endure to find it. Once you understand that women are drawn to the gravity of a man's suffering, everything begins to make sense. Why she starts fights when things are peaceful. Why she pulls away just when you think she's happiest. why every calm moment eventually bends back toward tension. It's not conscious, it's instinct, a need to feel something real. And nothing feels more real than a man on the edge of breaking. Because when you're calm, she sees the image. But when you're hurt, she sees the truth, the cracks, the fire, the man underneath the armor. That's why comfort never lasts. She might say she wants stability, but her emotions feed on movement, on danger, risk, intensity. When things grow too quiet, her heart starts searching for the signal that tells her she's still alive. And sometimes, that signal is your pain. So she stirs the waters. A small argument, a cold look, a withdrawal of warmth. Not because she wants to destroy you, but because the silence of peace feels like death to her emotions. And when you react, when you bleed a little, when the mask slips, that's when she feels the connection again. It's a cruel paradox. The more you suffer, the more alive she feels. She doesn't crave your chaos. She craves the feeling born from it. Because your pain gives her something love alone never could. The sense that she's touching something real, something raw, something alive enough to hurt. Women don't crave the suffering itself. They crave what it reveals. Because pain exposes what a man hides behind composure, his truth. When a man bleeds emotionally, not with tears but with restraint, that silent ache, it awakens something ancient in her. It's not sadism, it's recognition. She senses life moving in him, a raw vitality that comfort and peace can never produce. Most men today think women want serenity, validation, and affection. But love without struggle feels hollow. It lacks the rhythm of chaos that the feminine instinct needs to feel alive. A woman doesn't fall for the man who gives her everything. She falls for the man who feels everything, yet controls it. When she witnesses his restraint, that's when she sees power. When she senses he's hurting but refuses to break, that's when she feels drawn in. Because in that silent suffering, she finds proof of depth, of devotion, of gravity. Love built on comfort dies in routine. But love built on tension, on mystery, on emotional danger, it feeds her curiosity. It keeps her orbiting around him, wondering, what else is he hiding beneath that silence? So when you feel pain, don't rush to bury it. Learn to hold it, to wear it with dignity. Because that's the paradox. The more you try to avoid suffering, the less magnetic you become. But the moment you accept it and master it, she'll see something in you no nice guy ever could. The beauty of a man who has suffered and survived. In the end, she doesn't crave your happiness. She craves your aliveness. And the truth is, nothing awakens a man like pain. Suffering burns away the weakness, the masks, the illusions. It strips him to something real, something eternal. That's why she's drawn to the man who's been through hell. Not because she wants him broken, but because she knows only fire can forge depth. Because when she looks at you and sees that quiet, haunted strength, she won't just want you. She'll feel you, the way a flame feels the wind. Alive, untamed,